In second lecture on primes and congruence relation, we will take the examples related with properties of prime integers. So, we will take first example. If p is positive prime integer, then p must divides PCR for 1 less equal r less equal p minus 1. Okay. So, by definition, PCR, which is nothing but PCR is equal to p factorial upon r factorial into p minus r factorial. I can write this as p into p minus 1 dot dot up to p minus r plus 1 into p minus r factorial upon r factorial into p minus r factorial. We can write it in this way. Okay. So, p factorial is p into p minus 1 dot dot up to p minus r plus 1 into p minus r dot dot up to 2 into 1. So, I am cancelling p minus r factorial. Okay. For 1 less equal r less equal p minus 1. We are getting this. This implies is p into p minus 1 into p minus 2 and so on, p minus r plus 1 is equal to r factorial into PCR. This is 1. Now, p divides p minus 1 dot up to p minus r plus 1 implies is p must divides r factorial into PCR. Okay. We will give 1 for this 1. Moreover, for 1 less equal r less equal p minus 1 k, p doesn't divides k implies is p doesn't divides, or here I will take r, yes, implies p doesn't divides 1, p doesn't divides 2 and so on, p doesn't divides r. For 1 less equal r less equal p minus 1 implies is p doesn't divides 1 into 2 into dot dot up to r, which is equal to r factorial. Since if prime p divides AB, then p divides A or p divides B. Means if p doesn't divides A, p doesn't divides B, then p cannot divide the product. If p dividing product of two integers, prime divides product of two integers, then it must divide one among them. Is it right? So, p doesn't divide this. So, from 1 and 2, from 1 and 2, 1, 2 and by Euclid's lemma, p must divides PCR. P must divides PCR. Is it clear? So, thus the result is proved. Thus, result is proved. Now, we will take next result to be fundamental theorem of arithmetic. fundamental theorem of arithmetic. Every positive integer n greater than 1 is expressed as every positive integer n greater than 1 is expressed as product of finite number of positive primes, product of finite number of positive primes, positive prime integers is uniquely expressed as product of finite number of positive prime integers upper from order in which upper from order. So proof. If n equal to 2, then 2 is prime. N equal to 2 is equal to 2 is product of one prime integer. Okay. Now we'll assume that if n is greater than 2, assume result is true for m. For n greater than 2, assume result is true for two less than m less than k. That is any positive integer m greater than 2 is uniquely expressed as product of finite number of positive primes. To prove result for k plus 1. If k plus 1 itself is prime, then it is product of only one prime. If k plus 1 is not prime, then k plus 1 is equal to m1 m2, where 2 is less equal, m1 comma m2 less equal k. Then by hypothesis, okay. Then by hypothesis, m1 and m2 are expressed as are uniquely expressed as finite product of primes. And therefore k plus 1 is also expressed as, therefore k plus 1 is also expressed as is also uniquely expressed as product of finite number of positive primes, right? So thus the result is proved. Any positive integer n greater than 1 is uniquely expressed as n is equal to p1 raised to alpha 1 into p2 raised to alpha 2 and so on, some pk raised to alpha k, where p1, p2, pk are positive prime integers and alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha k belongs to whole number set. This representation of n is called as canonical form of n. This representation of n is called as canonical form of n. Example, I can write 900 is equal to 100 into 9. Then I will write this as 9 into 4 into 25. Say. I can write this 4 as 2 square, this 9 as 3 square and this as 5 square. Is it clear? So this is canonical form of 900. Canonical form of 900. Then if I take, say, some 7 cube into 900, this is some number. Then I write it as 2 square into some 2 again, then it will become 2 cube into 3 square into 5 square into 7 cube. This is the canonical form. Whatever be this number, it is expressed as this way. So this is known as canonical form. This is known as canonical form. Okay. And here this 11 is not there, so I can write 11 raised to 0, right? I can take here say 19 raised to 0, and that factor is appearing in some other number. So it is known as canonical form. GCD and LCM by using canonical forms. Let A and B be non-zero integers. Then A and B are expressed as canonical form. A and B are written in canonical form as A is equal to plus minus P1 raised to alpha 1, P2 raised to alpha 2, and so on, Pk raised to alpha k. B equal to plus minus P1 raised to beta 1, P2 raised to beta 2, and so on, Pk raised to beta k. For primes, positive primes, P1, P2 dot up to Pk, and alpha 1, alpha 2, so on, alpha k, beta 1, beta 2 dot up to beta k belongs to W. Then GCD of AB is equal to P1 raised to minimum of alpha 1, alpha 2, beta 1 into P2 raised to minimum of alpha 2, beta 2, and so on, Pk raised to minimum of alpha k, beta k. GCD LCM AB is equal to P1 raised to maximum of alpha 1, beta 1 into P2 raised to maximum of alpha 2, beta 2, and so on, Pk raised to maximum of alpha k, beta k. So this is way of finding GCD and least common multiple with help of canonical forms of A and B. For example, for A is equal to, say, if I take some number minus 70 or We'll take example from exercise directly. 108 225. 108 and b equal to minus 225. Say a is written as, I can write this as 2, this is divisible by 8 because no, it is divided by 4, so 2 square into 27. So I can write this as 2 square into 3 cube. B equal to minus 225. So A is equal to 108 is written as in this way. So minus 225. It is divided by 25. 25 nines. So 9 into 25. So I can write this as minus 3 square into 5 square. Is it clear? So now here 2 square is not there, so I can write this as, and 3 is not here, so I will take this as 2 square into 3 cube into 5 raised to 0. I will write this as minus 2 raised to 0, that is 1, into 3 square into 5 square. So LCM, GCD 108 minus 225 is equal to, we are always taking GCD and LCM to be positive. So what we will get here, 2 raised to minimum of 0 to into 3 raised to minimum of 3 2 into 5 raised to minimum of 0 2. So it is nothing but 2 raised to 0 into 3 square into 5 raised to 0, which is nothing but 9. LCM 108 minus 225, I will get it to be 2 raised to maximum 0 2 into 3 raised to maximum 3 2 into 5 raised to maximum 0 2, and then this will become 2 raised to 2 2 square into 3 cube into 5 square, that is 4 into 9 into 25. So it is 900. It is nothing but 900. So thus canonical forms are useful in finding greatest common divisor and least common multiple of two integers. If one of them is positive, negative, then just taking minus sign there, but we are finding least common multiple and GCD which are positive. The negatives are also GCD and LCM, no problem. So with this discussion, we will stop this lecture here. Thanks for listening lecture carefully. Bye bye.